Assalamu alaikum, you're watching Pivot, and I'm your host, Dr. Talat. In today's program, we shall be discussing about women empowerment in Pakistan. Now, what is empowerment? It is increasing social, economic, political strength of women in any society. This concept is not only going to be relevant to Pakistan, but it's relevant in the entire world. And when we discuss of women, particularly in Pakistan, we see there are many problems that our women face in their daily lives. So when we talk of women entrepreneur or women working in any field that we can envisage in Pakistan, we see that there are a number of issues that the women face in their day-to-day life. So to discuss this very important issue, we have invited in our studios eminent corporate trainer and entrepreneur, Miss Noreen Ghafar. And with her is Ambreen, Azhar, who is also an entrepreneur. Welcome to my show.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
To start with Noreen Ghafar, I would just like to ask you, because you are in corporate sector for a couple of years now, and you are yourself entrepreneur and you're a corporate trainer. So when we talk of women empowerment in Pakistan, so let's define this concept for our viewers before we discuss the rest of the issues.
Thank you very much, first of all, to invite me at your show. I am obliged. I've been working in the corporate sector for the last 16 years now. So the journey of entrepreneurship has let me face a lot of challenges, because as far as women empowerment is concerned, we face a lot of issues, a lot of taboos that are available in the market in Pakistan primarily. They don't accept that a woman can be so straightforward, can be doing tasks which a man can do, and they do it equally very nicely in a very organized manner. So the acceptability from the male-dominating society is there. I'm sorry, but we all operate in a male-dominating society. So that's part of the game. There's a lot of criticism that women face in the Pakistani market. So I've been criticized for the last 3 years, but from this year, 2019, people have started accepting that women empowerment need not necessarily mean that we'll be sidelining our family, we'll be not taking care of whatever the respect parameters are involved as far as the seniors are concerned. So we go hand in hand. Empowerment, in my opinion, is when you become gender blind, you are colleagues, you are business persons, you are just gender blind, and you just try and focus on the economic development of the country at large.
Okay, when we say that women entrepreneur, or when we talk of empowerment, since this concept of entrepreneurship is very closer to because economic freedom is the first step towards empowerment.
Yes.
So Ambreen, since we have explained women empowerment and the way Noreen dwelled upon the concept of women empowerment in Pakistan, do you feel there's a difference between women empowerment in Pakistan and rest of the world?
There is difference of obviously the women brought in Pakistan, brought up of our women is different as compared to Western world. Normally people expect our girls to spend time at home, and after marriage they want us to take care of family. The only families are a priority. So, but in Western world, women are properly, they are doing jobs in all sectors of life, and they are part of all sectors. And obviously they are also taking care of their families. But here in Pakistan and especially in our rural areas, the women cannot move freely, and they don't have freedom to do work. Even there are some areas where they are not very well educated. So obviously the concept is totally different, but there are a lot of people are working on this concept, and a lot of programs have been conducted on this, awareness have been conducted on this. So I think with the passage of time, the things will get better.
Okay. Noreen, when we were discussing about the kind of empowerment that West actually attained, women of the West have, There's a difference slightly the way Ambreen has said. So what is your opinion? It is life of an entrepreneur in Pakistan is different from rest of the world or particularly West?
I don't agree to this statement because as far as business is concerned, the life of both the business person is the same. The only difference is, the only difference which I see in the women of the East is their priority towards their family. And the priority towards their family stops them for not taking certain steps which are required in the market, like their obligation to take care of their kids, which is changing in the Pakistani market, in the East. If you train your child accordingly to attend various meetings, people you dealing with as an entrepreneur, there is no problem. Because the beauty of women of the East is they develop things in such a way that is required by their business. They only adopt those businesses which are very much friendly with their family, so that the family doesn't get hurt. The only reason I started my entrepreneurship journey was that I have flexible hours. I can give my very quality time to my son or my family in the way I want to do it. I amend my schedules accordingly. So that is the beauty of entrepreneurship. So more and more women, they are coming in Pakistan towards entrepreneurship. There is a huge number of potential females who are working on different industries, but on a very smaller scale. But what I am working, as I mentioned when we were talking before the show, that I work on Sustainable Development Goal 5, that is gender equality. In that perspective, we got to bring in the women in the documented economy. This number is so large, but it is still not documented. If we bring them in the documented economy, the parameters that the economy requires, that will increase. That will give a boom to the growth of the economy of Pakistan. So I'm trying to work on that, and there are a lot of females that are attached to me because we got to work with the like-minded people who are not judgmental. Because as far as I'm concerned, a lot of people, they used to say that she is a different breed altogether. Because initially when I started, I was like very vocal on a couple of subjects. But as when you want to penetrate in the industry, you got to have your groundwork in a very polite, and you have to have your circle. So then I realized what I was doing wrong. Then I started working on those parameters, and I've got a couple of mentors who are guiding me every single minute. So now I'm enjoying it, and the women of the East is doing far better. And a lot of groups coming in from the West, they are also understanding because of social media that what is one thing that hinders the Asian woman to flourish in business.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's a time for a short break. We'll be back after a break. Welcome back. We were discussing about women empowerment, Ambreen, and you have been an entrepreneur for a couple of years now. You just tell us what problems you faced when you entered the field.
I have started my business in 2009. It's been 10 years, mashallah, more than 10 years. So obviously being mother, being you have to, when I started my business, it was tough decision for me because along with kids and you are doing a full-time business, obviously it takes a lot of your energies, and obviously there were hindrances, a different a criticism in the beginning when I started it. People criticized me a lot. You will not going to flourish it, and you will not going to make good aspect in because I had different educational background before starting into this beauty world. Now I am running salon basically, so my educational background was different. So when I started my career and started an entrepreneur journey, it was obviously a very difficult and tough decision for me. But when I started it, and till now, I have faced a lot of problems, to manage family and business. And I'm doing both salons in big markets, right, and big malls. So obviously I have a lot of financial issues as well. And I did my setup just with very, very small investment. But I must say that in order to flourish in a business after marriage, your support of family is very important. And even before marriage, my parents brought me in a very proper manner. They gave me confidence, and that's why, because of that brought up, I'm here. And after marriage, my family, my mother-in-law, my in-laws, and my husband, they supported me a lot. Whatever I'm doing, whatever I am taking, whenever I had taken any decision, they supported me. They never, put hindrance in that matter. They allowed me to do whatever you want to do. But in 10 years, I have proved myself that I can do something and I am something. So now everyone is accepting me. The same the Noreen has faced. And alhamdulillah, I am doing a good business right now. And my 2 salons are running in a very good market. So now people have accepted me as a good entrepreneur.
Okay.
So,
Noreen, I would just like to ask you, there are certain socio cultural aspects you face, you have in your country, which prevent women empowerment. So do you really feel there is a hindrance, lot of hindrance or impediments that actually stop women from prospering or women getting empowered?
Yes, there are a lot of socio-cultural things attached to letting women empowered, but the primary thing which lets the women work and prove themselves is the support from the family. Primary support from the family and the friends. They are the most important components for any woman who has flourished in the business or in any field. It's because of the support of the family. And as far as I'm concerned, my mother-in-law has accepted the way I have flourished in the last couple of years. And after 10 years of my marriage, just 10 days back, when I just woke up and I just put my glasses up, my mother-in-law said, "You look tired." And this one sentence made me go, my happiness multiplied. Reason being, after 10 years, I got to hear such good words and her support at all times. Because we believe in the philosophy of women support women. Because in order to grow, you need to have a woman, and men is important too. But
just a small intervention. We were off camera discussing that maybe this our religious values impede empowerment, or Islam also says empower your women. Or do you really believe that some religious norms or values which have turned into a cultural value is a kind of impediment?
Religion doesn't stop you from getting empowered, because our role model, being a woman entrepreneur, is Hazrat Khadija, Raziyallahu anha. Because of a lot of criticism, I got to read her brief, because she was the first woman entrepreneur. What she followed, I'll just share the important components that she followed. She followed 3 principles: honesty, integrity, professional ethics. This is what all men around the world who are successful, they have been always mentioning, that you have to be very honest as to what you deal with, how you deal with. You have to be honest to yourself. This is what she followed. Our religion doesn't stop you from, if you are taking care of everything around you in a very decent manner, excess of everything is bad. This is what we all understand. Because the modernism, that as we define, it's about being modern from the brains. So that is what I believe in, because you have to be intellectual, right? People do criticize the way you look, the way you are thin or you're fat or whatever, X, Y, Z. But for just 1 minute, it would just give you a very good soothing feeling to your eyes. But when you start talking, people like how you speak. because they only want to listen in the later stage of the dealing that you're doing. Because in business or in any relationship, it's how you deal with people. So interpersonal skills are the key requisites for any woman or men to flourish everywhere.
Okay. There's a time for short break. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back. Ambreen, when we discuss women empowerment, it's these days social media is playing very important role in various factors that impact your public life or your life as a whole. So, what do you think social media or mainstream media has played some role towards empowering women?
Yes, social media has played a very positive role in empowering the women in Pakistan and all over the world. It has helped women in increasing the outreach for the growth of their business. We have a lot of groups on social media where they can, market their businesses, and even like if I'm salon owner, so I have joined different groups there are a lot of women are the members of these groups, and I just put my pictures and my work in that group, and people got to know from all over the world what I am doing in Pakistan. So obviously social media has made the world very small. In any part of the world, they get to know what you are doing in a specific area. So it has played a very important role.
Yeah. Right. I think social media has also a very important role in public life.
Yes,
and,
obviously.
And women is very much part of public life.
Mm-hmm.
And when we talk of empowerment, it definitely not only social media, but mainstream media also has a very important role. Now, Noreen, when we discuss empowerment, women empowerment, we know. In the past, there have been efforts made towards empowering women, or there were constitutional amendments whereby women had started having more representation in the our parliament. So, what do you think? Women empowerment has changed the landscape of political environment?
Yes, it has. A lot of women participation increased as per the amendments made in different eras, and a lot of women, they're playing a very, very important role towards the betterment of the economy at large. And there's a huge plan of opportunities available for more women to join in, because there are a lot of women, they're reluctant to join the parliament, the ministry, or because of a lot of fear factor that they have. There's no such thing as fear, because we are very fortunate people, because if you have firm trust in the Almighty, you don't have to have fear, because as far as you're doing things right, you got to take a step ahead and do it, because the environment is very supportive and women support other women. The philosophy is prevailing in the market, and I know a lot of good female in the parliament, at different ministries, and they're so supportive. Wherever I have sought help from them, they were more than happy to help us. So the doors are open. If we are going to be hesitant in not making an effort ourselves, nobody else will do it for us. So all those women who has made it to that destination are those who wanted to help themselves. So you got to help yourself first. The card of being a woman of sympathy vote has to be eradicated from the life. It is very important. In order to be part of the political parties or the ministry, or you want to work in the parliament, wherever, if you want to grow big, you got to take away your sympathy card, and you have to start behaving like a person. That's what I understand.
Right. Another thing which stayed thought in my mind. There are many women who actually got advantage of being a daughter of a influential person, a sister of an influential person, a wife of an influential person. So do you think the political elite or anybody in any field, gives kind of support to women, relations, when a woman is actually trying to strive. Like people thought Benazir Bhutto, ex-prime minister, she rose because though I don't agree with this, she rose. She had
A background.
wonderful. She had a background. She was a daughter of an influential person, and then she rose and she was, she made a mark on political environment. Do you think this is correct?
No, I don't think it is correct. Reason being, if you keep on pursuing what you want to pursue, slowly the process will be a bit slow, but you will make it to your destination. You should not be losing heart. Because as far as Bibi is concerned, she had in her, there was background, there was a father, there was a influence there, but she made it herself to the destination. If she did not have the willingness, nobody could have pushed her. She had the required potential, and that's why she flourished. And I also intend to come into politics some way down the line.
No, but obviously there is some advantage that you have when you
Obviously.
For instance, she grew up with dignitaries accompanying her father. She would go to various countries.
Yes.
She would see. That kind of life definitely impacts one's life and one's behavior and one's conduct.
They get their training
She
from the very
she got
beginning.
refined.
Yes, it does help. It does help because those people who have a background, it helps them polish better. They can have a shorter duration to grow further.
Okay.
But when you want to pursue, you can pursue on an independent level as well. The way will be a bit difficult because you'll be learning through the process. As far as Bibi was concerned, because she had an influence, she had got links because of the family. So she got polished at a quicker pace than the person who actually will do it.
Ambreen, what do you see? What is the future of women empowerment in this country?
Future is very bright, Ji. Already a lot of women are getting into documented economy and they know their worth, and already a lot of women are part of Pakistan economy and they are in very good positions. They are already doing and they are working on a very good positions, and so I think future is also very good for women in Pakistan.
Okay. It's very, thank you very much, Noreen, Ghafar, and thank you very much, Ambreen, Azhar. You came to discuss very important, though there are many questions that are left, I think we'll have to leave these questions for next program because I am running short of time. It was very important to know women empowerment, and I think when we empower women in our country, they're more than 50% of the population, so it will definitely add to Pakistan's prosperity. For today, this is all for today. Until next week, Allah Hafiz.